it's Amanda here with your June 2017 RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with the trusty runes, I will be using the beautiful Tarot Art Nouveau Premiere Edition, and it is by Linnea Weatherstone and Antonella Castelli. Then be sure to join me after this video over on my Vimeo channel for part 2, your spiritual guidance reading. I will be pulling one card from the Awesome Animal Messages deck by Susie Green. So yeah, if you like animal totems in particular, you'll definitely want to check that out. The link to my Vimeo channel is below. Just click or tap show more or the little arrow underneath the video, depending on what device you're on, and that will open the details section. It is also because we are in the middle of the year here in June already, in the middle of 2017. It's a good time to re-watch the 2017 yearly RuneScope that I posted at the beginning of the year. I will provide a link here in the video. It's just click or tap the little I info button here in the video and it will take you to your 2017 overview because you know, you can kind of gauge where you are, see what's happened and what's still to come. And same over on Vimeo with the love readings I posted for 2017 and the career financial readings I posted over there for 2017. Next month, I will be posting on Vimeo a mid-year check-in reading. So, and it's gonna cover July through December, a longer term RuneScope, just to kind of check in, see where you are and get more details about the second half of the year. You don't wanna miss that. So if you haven't yet subscribed here to my channel on YouTube, please do so, because then you will get my videos delivered to your feed and you won't have to go looking for me. But let's jump into June for Aries and see, first of all, I'm gonna smooth out a little bit here so I have more freedom of movement. See which runes want to talk to Aries for June 2017. As always, Aries, keep in mind that this is a general free sample reading. It's for a lot of people that are watching, so not all of these messages will apply to you. Some will be for other Aries that are watching. I encourage you to watch the video for your rising sign to get additional information and messages, but if you would like something far more specific, just about what you're dealing with or what you're going through, please do contact me at runescopes4u@gmail.com. My email address is in the video, also below in the details section. We can set up an appointment for you and take a look at what's going on for you personally instead of generally. But now let's kind of hone in here on June and what's going on with Aries here. Challenge your focus is where we always begin. And we have the Two of Swords as the tarot card that came up. So let me look at these runes here and see what we're getting. How they're modifying that. I feel like many of you are in protection mode. And again, because it's a general reading, it's going to depend, you know, it'll be different for all of you what you're protecting. Some of you may be protecting yourself, your heart, your own engagement with something. Some of you may be protecting someone else, caring for someone else. Some of you may be protecting someone who keeps getting themselves into hot water. And the runes are kind of saying, you know, should you be protecting this person? Maybe they need to get caught doing whatever they're doing. Or maybe they need to hit rock bottom if you're dealing with someone with an addiction issue, or if you're dealing with someone with who's just treating others with disrespect in some way. But yeah, protection mode is here. It can also mean that it can mean kind of a stalemate. There are two sides and nobody's gonna change their mind. So maybe it's that we have to agree to disagree and move on, or we just have to kind of take this conversation off the table. But it can also be guarding your own heart, as I mentioned before. But I really feel like this is you taking on, because this is the rune of protection. It's also a rune of spiritual protection. So if you are confused, if you do have a decision to make, which all of the twos can mean, I feel like this is it's all in mental mode. So it may be something that you haven't told anybody about or not something that you're sharing, but I do feel like you have a decision to make. You may be confused about what to do. You may also be refusing to see something about a situation because traditionally this card, the woman has a blindfold over her eyes. So sometimes we refuse to look at things or see things or people or situations for who are what they truly are, because it would make us feel like we have to do something or make a different decision. Because this is a card of kind of immobility. It can be feeling stuck because maybe either decision is not good or either way could turn out well, and you just don't know which is the best way to go. But with this rune here, it's very beneficial with spiritual guidance. So I do feel like you're going to get, you will feel pulled one way or the other. But I feel like for many of you, this is just protecting someone who, really honestly, at some point you may have to decide if they deserve your protection, because the rune of somebody who keeps repeating the same mistakes over and over again is coming up here. So, you know, your feelings for that may change, but there is a bit of a blockage here when it comes to what you're seeing, what you're allowing yourself to see. And I think there's something you're not seeing, Aries, and that's the biggest challenge I'm getting. Or you're not seeing someone as other people are seeing them, and maybe other people are seeing them in a more accurate way. Maybe because it's your child, or it's your, you know, it's someone that you care more about or have blood ties to. It's kin or a good friend, or like I said, you're someone that you just, you know, your child you feel naturally protective over. At some point, it does seem like you're gonna have to take that blindfold off, step outside the situation and see this person the way that other people are seeing them, because that seems to be more the reality of the situation. You can't protect someone from themselves and their own mistakes. That's how we learn. And it seems like you're kind of cushioning the fall for someone who needs to fall. That's what I'm getting for the challenge of June. In the present energy, so this would be end of May going into June, we've got the Page of Rods in reverse. So this is fire sign energy, Sag, Aries, or Leo. So it could be you, or it could be another fire sign. But let me see what... Yeah, in the reverse, this could be a very... a child that's acting out, and they don't have to be young, but pages are generally younger children. I would say 12 and under, or someone behaving like a child. They can be adults as well, but yeah, this could be someone just acting out, throwing temper tantrums when they don't get their way. It could be someone who has anger management issues, is very vindictive when they're crossed, very vindictive when you don't do what they want them to do. For some of you, it could be the same person that you're protecting, and this could be why it's like they don't, it may be time to consider whether or not they deserve your protection or support. Because Hagalaz is here. So this is the rune of unexpected forces, shocking developments connected to this page. So, this could be someone with Rido here, someone unexpectedly moving, leaving, going away. It could be you doing that, Aries. Again, these are general readings, so it's always, these energies can always work both ways. It may be you. This could be you. Kind of, you know, you're angry and in a rage, leaving a situation. With Rido, though, it can mean, yeah, moving out, moving on, a big shift or change due to anger is what seems to spark it. Anger, frustration. Maybe you're tired of dealing with someone's behavior. You're tired of dealing with the arguing, fussing and fighting. So you're leaving, or someone else is. And this is, Hagalaz with Rido is kind of like storming out. You know, this is the kid that, like, you know, screams and yells and then goes and slams the door and knocks the pictures off the wall and, you know, what have you. So there's some kind of outburst. And again, it's in the present energy. So, but Rido in the upright is indicating that leaving is good. So if this is you, Aries, and if you're watching this before this has kind of happened, maybe rather than, you know, if it's you that's having this explosive anger, it may just be better to leave the situation, remove yourself from the situation before you say something you can't take back. If it's a relationship that you do want to hold on to, it may be better to do that. But this also may be like telling your kid to move out, kicking someone out who is not, who's just like you are. Again, you take the blindfold off and it's like, you know what, I'm not protecting you anymore with this kind of behavior, this ungrateful anger outbursts. I'm not gonna put up with that, you know, get the heck out of my house. I'm not gonna pay for you to live here and support you when you're gonna behave that way. Now the help that's coming in, of course, if it's a 12-year-old kid, you can't really do that. But this could also be a kid running away. I just, you know, I do feel like they will be all right. You will find them, but you know, yeah, this could just be a kid not liking your rules and you know, taking off, coming up in the prison energy. What the help that's coming in, we have 8 of Swords, but in reverse. So this indicates an end of worrying, or an end of sleepless nights, or an end of feeling trapped. So yeah, for many of you, Aries, maybe there is a relationship that is a block to you in some way. Again, I feel like you weren't seeing someone for who they are, and once you take that blindfold off, it's like, oh my gosh, I am liberated. And no matter your ties to someone, who they are to you, how close they are to you, you don't deserve disrespectful treatment. You deserve to be appreciated for everything that you've done for someone, especially the protection and care if it's a child that you've given to them. Just because people are related to us or we love them doesn't give them the right to treat us with disrespect. And I just feel like that's what's going on here, Aries. Or maybe someone else you care about is being treated with disrespect, and you are protective of them. So you may be kind of freeing them from some sort of prison. But yeah, the 8 of Swords is someone being maybe released from prison. So I mean, maybe this kid gets in some trouble in a car, for, you know, and gets, maybe they're driving under the influence or something. Lord forbid. That's just an example. And they have to spend a night in jail or something, and you don't go bail them out. I feel like you're going to be given the opportunity, if this is a child, one of your kids who's acting out, doing outrageous things. Maybe some of them are doing dangerous things. You're going to get the chance, I feel like, in June to really kind of let things sink in. So if your kid gets thrown in jail because they were doing something wrong, let them spend a night and think about it. Because I do feel like a release from prison, whether real or an emotional prison, is going to be the help to you. And for some of you, it may be, again, leaving a negative situation, leaving a negative partnership, a toxic relationship, leaving behind a situation where someone keeps repeating the same mistake and not getting the help they need, not listening to you, not... and you kind of have an eternal blind eye to some kind of behavior that's not acceptable. So June is the month where you can liberate yourself from that. And you may not even realize how blocked or how trapped maybe you felt in this situation, Aries, until you get out of it. Because a new beginning is waiting. You're being led by your intuition. And at first, yes, it will be an adjustment. Dayag is indicating it's slow, steady process. Just take one day at a time, gradual. Gradual shifts and changes will, things are going to get better for certain by the end of the month, I feel like. So yeah, it looks like the month starts off with a challenge, but it seems to be, for most of you, coming at you. As long as you control your own anger, you're a fire sign, you can fly off the handle pretty quickly. But I feel like you'll have the opportunity to, just remove yourself from the situation before that happens. But, so yeah, I feel like the beginning of the month, you're dealing with kind of external forces or other people's behavior, and you having to react to it. And it's all in how you react to it, the results you're gonna get here. What must be accepted? We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. So this can be something coming up for review, or even like an item or a person or a situation or a relationship that you thought you had lost, coming back around for a review, or a situation that you thought was done and over with, and here we go again. And I feel like you may feel, Aries, that you are on the outside of the group. Again, kind of going back to this, you're not seeing a situation the way that other people are seeing it. And it's up to you. Again, there are so many of you watching. It's up to you to figure out why that is. But yeah, you may feel like on the outside of a group, or opposed by the family group, or opposed by coworkers, or some people may be blaming someone for a loss or a theft, and the item is then found and you're kind of vindicated. So some of you may be dealing with that. It's maybe this person you protect. Maybe somebody accuses your kid, just as an example. This is not the only way this can work, but it's what's coming to mind. Maybe somebody is saying, hey, your kid stole my car, and it turns out their own kid took off in it, and you're like, you know. But for a minute, the missing item is returned, and then you're vindicated. But in the meantime, it's like you're getting all this, backlash or accusatory text or messages or speech from people. There also seem to be a lot of people maybe meddling in your business, because this rune can also talk about, busybodies and people being nosy, and nosy neighbors, nosy family members, people wanting, kind of trying to get information out of you. And because of this shift or change that you've made, so either, maybe those of you that are leaving a situation or moving, or if, you're kicking someone out, or, I just feel like people are going to be very interested in that, or trying to find out what's going on. And again, a lot of protection is around you. Whatever your goal is in June regarding this situation, you're going to achieve it. But I do feel like you should watch who you share information with, watch who you share what's going on with, just because it's going to be better to just be tight-lipped on it while you deal with it. Because I think a lot of the month you're deciding, again, that's your challenge for some of you, deciding how to deal with it. And I feel like sometimes it's good to get advice from other people, but I feel like if you're talking to people around you, you're going to get conflicting advice and may just become more confused. So, yeah, I'm seeing moving. Now, some of you may be moving away from a troublesome family situation. Okay, and some of you may be moving because, you've had a lot of things stolen from you, or maybe it's an area where there's been some break-ins, and, you've had like loss of possessions, or people breaking into your house or your car or whatever, and you're finally moving out of that situation into something better, and you don't want people to know where you're going, because you don't want to be targeted in the new neighborhood, or you don't, or maybe this is your family and you don't want them to know where you're going until you're settled, or because you don't want them showing up and visiting, or you don't want somebody who's you kicked out trying to move back in with you. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who's kind of a stalker energy, because in the upright, this Seven of Swords person can be a stalker. It can be somebody who's kind of tracking your movements, and so some of you may be moving to kind of get away from that situation. And again, be careful who you tell, because if you tell anybody, I do feel like they will spill the beans. Now the outcome, we have the High Priestess, but in reverse. Oops. High Priestess in reverse next to Fehu here. So Fehu talks about a new financial beginning. So a new job, a new income source, and it may be a totally different path for you. Some of you may have been doing like spiritual work or work like this, doing readings, doing some sort of intuitive work, Reiki, healing work. This may be a more secular, like traditional 9-to-5 job because the money's better, or maybe this is just, you know, you need a break from this, or maybe you're just gonna do this on the side. Or maybe it's just been slow and you're looking to bring in some more money. So you're gonna start, you're gonna take on more secular work or just look for a traditional job. But those of you that are job hunting in June, I do feel like you are going to get a lucrative offer if you're applying for loans, applying for a mortgage, any kind of thing where you are having to fill out paperwork and that sort of stuff. I feel like you're gonna get a positive response. You will get the loan, you'll get the payout, you will get the job. Be careful who you choose as references for your resume, for applications, things like that. Again, I feel like there may be some people that you think you can depend on, but so anybody that you're a little bit unsure about, because it seems like with the High Priestess in reverse, someone's kind of pulled the wool over your eyes. Again, going back to this Two of Swords with the blindfold, someone you're not seeing them for who they really are. And again, it may be because of your ties to them, who they are to you, but yeah, be careful who you let kind of have a say in, you know, like whether you get a job or not. And even if somebody does kind of not tell the truth or is not honest about your work performance, I feel like you'll still get the job because this person kind of comes off as a kind of a quack, if they call them at all, or if they contact them at all. So yeah, check that references list for loans. If you're having someone co-sign, definitely you want to make sure that it's a responsible person that you can trust, not somebody who's gonna, you know, cause you problems later. Or you gotta make sure it's somebody who's gonna show up, you know, to sign the documents. So yeah, I feel like there are going to be some people that are eliminated from your circle after June, Aries, because it seems like the blockages for you in the month of June are external. You know, they're coming from other people and the way that you're seeing them, because you're not seeing them for who they are, because maybe, you know, and when we've known people our whole lives, family or childhood friends or you know, even spouses. I mean, they've just always been there, or they've been there for a long time, and we lose our objectivity with how we see. And other people, it may take other people saying, you know, this person's a really not a nice person, so you would do better, you know, and their negative energy is blocking you, so you would do better to, you know, remove yourself from that situation or kick them out or whatever the circumstance. But yeah, big shifts and changes, because you have Awaz and Rido. So somebody's moving. If it's not you, it's you giving somebody the boot from your house, from your life, telling them they need to get in shape or they're getting the boot, that sort of energy. But money looks good, and I see an increase coming, but it does seem to be a new path and a more traditional path, perhaps. If you've been doing something more as a side gig or part-time, or something that is more creative, it just seems like maybe it wasn't bringing in the money that you needed, and you need to increase the money, maybe to move. Or if you need some money, it does look like you can apply for a loan and you will get approved for that, and you'll be able to work with the payments, because Fehu is always beneficial. But that's what I see for June, Aries. I do hope that was helpful. Do meet me over on Vimeo now. Like I said, I am going to shuffle the beautiful animal messages deck. I want to focus on this situation with whoever's leaving or moving out, who it is that you're not seeing clearly. What's blocking you here, or what or who is blocking you. But for many of you, I feel like it's a person. So I'm going to see which animal is gonna be along to help you in June with this. So I will see you over there, and I'll see you back here next month. Thanks for watching.